Kaiju number 8, season 2 chat just came out, and I gotta say, I think I have a little bit of a realization of something. Something that I see a lot of, well, I wouldn't see a lot. Well, no, yes, I would say a lot. I see quite a few anime, right, with characters like this. Not this one. This one's kind of unique, but his second mode, as I like to call it, is it's a very a stereotypical type. Yeah, very stereotypical type. So, in season 2, we meet the new powerhouse. So supposedly he might be the strongest, right? Nomad says, "Oh, Kaiju 8, I might watch it sometime soon. It's really good. It's really good." We meet the supposedly the next strongest, or the strongest, fighter of the group, right? The leader. He's a leader. He's so powerful that he pretty much lives in filth, chat. And he has a bald guy watching him. Yeah. That's how you know you've made it, chat, when you have a bald guy watching you. Yeah. But he pretty much lives in filth. He's a bit of a shut-in, right? Oda says, "Is his hair dipped in cotton candy?" Yes. He frosts his tips with cotton candy. King Remedy says, "I hate that guy so much. He's boring to me." Really? I feel that way about another character or another anime that we're going to watch. Not a character, but more the anime in general. We'll talk about it in a few moments. So, chat, I can't. I wouldn't be able to live like that. Like all that filth, like in the room and everything. It's trash bags like piled up. Yeah, it is. I can't. I some people can. I'm not judging them, but hey, I don't want to get plagues. I don't want to get bitten by rats or mice. If Stuart Little bites me, I'm freaking out. Stuart Little. Oh gosh. Oda says, you don't know how to, cause the bookkeeper probably cleans for you. Now I'm independent. I do my own stuff. All right, but I like this character. Well, I like half of him. Right, he's pretty funny. I haven't really seen this combination of what we're of character, right? He's a powerhouse, but he doesn't act like it. He acts a little bit like the fool or the aloof type. There's only so many character combinations you can create, chat. Only so many character combinations. And then he has his, what's the retainer? Yeah, I guess you could call it retainer. Like a lot of, you ever see celebrities, they're walking around signing autographs, and then you got that one guy next to the celebrity who's like trying to get him to move and keep moving and everything. King Remedy says, "The manga just finished, and I finally got caught up. All in all, he's mad to me. Captain Hoshina is the coolest character." Really? And talks with Oda says, "Anime talks with Kenny make me want to keep living." That's, hey, that's where it's at. Unless you're living in fire, then maybe you should probably, fix that. Because we're like, man, I can't, I'm stuck on the moon. There's no internet. But man, I don't want to live like that. Live in trash. There's some people who live in trash, chat. Like, it's not healthy. Yeah. There's one thing if you have to live in trash, that's one thing. Like, you have no other options. I don't know what that kind of, situation is, but there's another if you choose to live like that. No, I'll pray for you. I kind of like this character, chat. He's funny. He's making chibi faces. Oda says, "My uncle still lives in his parents' basement in his unfinished Desi." And actually, that kind of makes sense in this market. Granted, I don't necessarily have that problem, chat. But a lot of people, what? Actually, I hear that in Mexico, a lot of your family live in the same home, or at least they live really close to each other. There's a deep connection to that, and I find that very interesting. There's two kind of cookouts I want to go to, chat: a black cookout and a Mexican cookout. They both have they both have crazy amazing food, I bet. I think any cookout would be pretty nice. Nomad says, "Yes, I can confirm he's half Mexican." Really? Nomad? I seen a video on, I think on TikTok, where the these people had Mexican neighbors, and they either just made him a plate and passed it over the fence, or they went over just to, like, to be a part of it. I just realized something. I would feel so out of place if out of place with just walking in to a cookout, unless it was a Mexican cookout. I feel like I would immediately be invited in and everything. A black cookout would be fun, but I wouldn't want to just, I mean, you wouldn't want to walk into any of the cookouts with uninvited. But if I was going to walk in uninvited, I would probably only do that with a Mexican cookout. Any other cookout, I would probably make sure to bring something. Bring something that, like, hey, can I join you guys? I have all this, like, either, some kind of food or something like that, right? King Remedy says, Nomad says facts. King Remedy says, in my city, it's hard to get a job and a 1-bedroom apartment. Goes for $800 to $1,000. Jeez, I have no clue what to do until I'm expected to do the trade school. I'm applying to, really, a trade school? Trade some anime. Let's get back on track with this anime. I'm getting way off track. I'm sorry. So we see our new powerful character, and we see her who's eager to train under him. However, she's like, this guy's a fool. She literally said, I have no respect for this guy, until she realized, like, it doesn't matter, right? She wants to get stronger. Everybody wants to get stronger in anime, chat. Except for that one dude who I think he wants to die or something like that, but he can't. I should really follow up on that anime. He's like, he's a powerful character, but he wanted to die. He wanted to die. He's like an author, and he was reincarnated. Him and the love of his life did die, but he woke up in another reality, and he was like, I don't want this, but he's kind of like funny too about it. And he always seems to have a bottle of pills on him to try to take himself out. It's crazy. It's crazy dark. It's crazy dark. Otis says, you just described me. That's wild. I gotta remember to talk about that anime one of these days, chat, if I can find it. And when I was looking through these scenes, chat, and we was looking at the wannabe Amazon boxes, you think it's called Yamazon? It's Yamazon. Oh my gosh. You think Amazon's gonna be like, nah, bro, that's too close. I see what you guys doing. That logo belongs to us. Just because you invert it doesn't mean it's not ours. That's crazy. Otis says, why hold him up like a kitten? I have no idea. It's a great it was a great episode so far, chat. So he's talking to her. He's like, hey, I don't care for the formalities. I don't care how you treat me. What I care about the most is you being strong. That's the only thing he cares about. Like, you don't need to give me respect. You don't need to obey me, right? What I care about the most is you being strong and showing results. And I'm like, huh, that's interesting. It's interesting. The faces that you make is pretty cool. Baked, what's up? Thank you for the raid from Rumble. Hope you're well. Hope you're healthy. Interesting thumbnail, by the way, your avatar photo. But I like him a little bit because he makes a lot of funny faces. Chat, I like a good smile, and he has quite a few different smiles that I like. So we also see Godzilla, or a knockoff Godzilla. I don't think they own the rights to Godzilla, so they just made a fake Godzilla and made him pale. He doesn't get out very much, chat. He's a shut-in, just like this guy. He stays inside all day, and he's got like cotton candy on his back too, just like this guy on his hair. Well, whatever, chat. We don't talk about that. So here's this situation. Nomad says, I too like a good smile, like candy smile. Ah, thank you very much, Nomad. So here's a situation where I was talking about how you see a stereotypical character, right? Do you remember Attack on Titan, right? Where they found out that the main character was this monster, and they treated him a certain way, right? And then you had that one character who's like very important, whose job is to rein him in or destroy him, right? Like, how many times has that situation been played out. Main character gets some very superpower that makes him unpredictably strong and deadly, where people want to use his power but they don't trust him, but they want to keep him under his thumb. I think I've only really seen it once with Attack on Titan, but I feel like there are other anime like that out there. I'm not sure. I do know that they did something like that, like very similar to a Redo Hero or something like that. The healer anime, right? Like I think there was some healer anime where he was taken from his hometown. He was degeneracy was forced upon him, and I'm using degeneracy to say the terrible things someone can do to someone. And then he snapped, and when he went back in time, he started punishing all of those who forcibly degenerized him, and and started doing horrible things to these people, almost turned into like a villain, pretty much. Chat. Man, I think I watched episode 1 and 2 of that, but I stopped watching it because it was like violently degenerate. Nomad says, "Oh, you're referencing the blonde general from Attack on Titan." Yes, I am. So we have this character who is supposed to take our main character under his wing or into his party, right? And to keep him under control and to take him out if he loses control, right? I don't personally like that. Oda says, "Erwin, yes, that guy. This is pretty much who he is in this anime, right here. However, he's much more silly. He's got a little bit more of a silly side to him, right? And I don't really like those characters too much. I don't. Maybe because I've seen it too much. Like, it's just so weird." Oda says, "My soldiers scream out. My soldiers rage." What scene was that? Was that when they were attacking the Titan on the horses and then they got like demolished? I think that what that scene was. I've been seeing a lot of that. No man says I've been seeing a lot of those references on the internet lately. I wonder why. Also, I met someone, chat, who said that Aaron Yeager was right. Yes. Nomad says yes, it's that part. Yeah, see, I figured as much. Oda says the big monkey Titan kept throwing rocks. Yeah, don't throw rocks, chat. Don't throw rocks. It's not healthy for someone else's life. King Remedy says, love how every character has cool hair and a nice face. Then Calf looks goofy. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. And I just don't really like these types of characters, chat. Like, kind of like how I don't like the annoying big sister types, where they're like I don't like the party poopers. I don't like those guys. Sakura is all right, but she falls into that category as well. She's a bit of a party pooper. Nami falls into that from One Piece. She falls into that category as well. She's a party pooper. Or that one witch girl from what's the anime that should have won Anime of the Year but was beaten by Solo Leveling in the United States? What anime was that, chat? Oda says, I'm not even bothered to watch all of One Piece. I'm not even bothered to watch. Frieren! Yes. Thank you, Nomad. Thank you very much. Oda says, I'm not watching 5,000 episodes if it apparently gets good at episode 500. I could watch all of the episodes. I just won't watch the episodes where it has nothing to do with the main crew. I'm not really interested in that. I skipped past a few of those episodes. Nomad says Frieren Beyond Journeys to Reach. Yes. So that one girl that Frieren raised, I don't really like her. She's a very important character, like, to this story. She's a very important character. Like, Frieren would probably, I don't know, be stuck somewhere or doing whatever without that girl, right? So I think she's a very important character to the party. I just don't like her moodiness. I don't like her personality. Like, it's a very annoying to me. King Remedy says One Piece is so okay. If you're deep finish it, if you're new, wait a few years until the One Piece remake comes out. One Piece remake, kind of like Hunter x Hunter kind of how they remade that kind of thing. But the character, maybe I don't like this character right here because I've seen Attack on Titan do it. So now every character that has to be that one, set, like keeping the main character in line type. I don't like those type. Yeah, I don't like those types. I don't like the characters that keep the main character in line. I find that very annoying. Yeah. Otis says, "Can you switch the picture to some thick girl I want to see?" That's disgusting. I don't. There's no fan service. There's like very little, no. There's no fan service in this anime. King Remedy says they're making a remake that cuts out the filler recaps, the slideshow recap reaction, etc. They took 200 episodes and slimmed it down to 50. The remake is going to be huge. Really? Interesting. I gotta look into this. But so far it is playing out. This anime is playing out how I predicted it would. Chat. I'm pretty sure. King Remedy. I'm not repeating that. It's playing out how I predicted it would in season 1. When I watched the first few episodes, I said this, chat. There may be a recording out there when I said this. I said that a lot of this stuff was going to happen, and then it did. I can see it. This anime is very predictable, and to me, at least. I probably won't be following up on it in the future, but we never know. Maybe I'll follow up after 5 episodes are out, right? Or something new that kind of like shocks me that I want to talk about. But for the most part, I'm not surprised by any of what's going on. I like the fighting in this anime way more than I do for Solo Leveling. I can tell you that much, chat. I can. Otis says, 90-year-old side piece take her... Jeez. 90-year-old side piece take her dentures out before... That's disgusting. What's happening in my chat? Anyway, chat. Anyway, be sure to watch this season 1. Watch episode season 1 or season 2 if you want to see Godzilla, huh? How about that? Catch me outside. How about that, chat? Anyway, on with the rest of the show.